us, make sure we're serving your needs. Also, I would like y'all to know, um, next Saturday, February the 24th, we are unveiling the African American Culture and Heritage Center. It is a way, a beginning to highlight 13 individuals who have come out of central Louisiana and have gone on to overcome obstacles and contribute not just in central Louisiana but broad international, outside of the, out there. And I think it's important for the kids to see us in a better light than we see all the time on the news these days, as well as the fact it's a way to preserve history. If we don't tell it, it's going to be lost. I certainly encourage y'all, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, critiques, I take it all. My staff is here to help. With no ado, I certainly hope you enjoy Candied, Yams, and Cornbread. And y'all keep showing this room up like this. One year, I may just cater it. Because I know it's one of y'all in here called me about some chicken and candy yams. And at the last minute, I thought about it, but I said when I was younger, carving them yams was all right. But as I done got old, I said, these must be some new yams. This just taking all day. If y'all keep going where I got to get chairs to bring in this room, I might just get the carving next year and let them something.
That's what I'm talking
Somebody
about.
write that down.
I'm telling you, you got me on record. I said it. Y'all, do your thing. I'm excited to see y'all.
And they are. Good afternoon, formally. I've spoken to most of you as you came in. My name is Sylvia Davis, and she's going to fuss at me when it's over, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is Rosa Metoyer. This is my sidekick. And for more years than I can even remember, we have been doing this program called Candied, Yams, and Cornbread. We started out with just us, telling our version of Black history. And we have migrated now because we're getting old. We're getting old and we need to grow some new storytellers. Storytelling is a dying art. And when I was a little girl a long time ago, it was one of my favorite pastimes was to sit on the porch and listen to my grandpa tell stories. It was my form of entertainment. My grandpa didn't go very far in school, but he taught me more stuff than my school teacher parents, you hear me? Through his stories. Ms. Rosa and I are members of an organization called the National Association of Black Storytellers, NABS for short. And the very first one we went to, first festival, they have a festival every year, in some different place around the country. This year, it will be in Buffalo, New York. It's usually in November, but Craig, this time it's the last week in October. Buffalo, New York. We'll talk. We'll talk. The first one we went to was in New Orleans. And Ms. Rosa and I thought we were black storytellers back then. And we learned so much. And one of the first things that we saw that I was not familiar with was the pouring of libation. I ain't know what that was, but I played like I did. And then we got accustomed to it, and it is a part of our opening ceremony every year. So I'll turn it over to Ms. Rosa so that she can do the pouring of libation.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The Lord is blessing me right now. Oh, right now. The Lord is blessing me right now. Oh, right now. You know He woke
Me up this morning
and
started me on my way.
The Lord is blessing me right now. We always start our storytelling with praise and thanksgiving and just pouring out to the Spirit who keeps us all, the Lord above. with the pouring of libations, I will say a prayer or a praise or a request, and then at the end of it, I will say Ashe, which means amen. So I ask you to join when I say Ashe, you say Ashe. To God Most High, who woke me up this morning and started me on my way, I say thank you, Lord, for letting me be here. Thank you, Lord, for letting all of us be here, meeting in this one place. Ashe.
Ashe.
And Sylvia. I say thank you to our ancestors, our way, way, way back ancestors who paved the way for us, whose shoulders we stand upon. I pray that they continue to look over us, look out for us as we try to make it from day to day. We thank you, Harriet Tubman. We thank you, Emmett Till. We thank you, Frederick Douglass. We thank all the old ancestors who have made a way for us. Ashe.
Ashe.
We thank our ancestors more current for our lives, our mothers, our fathers, our grandmas and great-grandmas who worked the fields from sunup to sundown, who worked in the big house, in the little house, all around the plantations to make their way through and to help us make our way through. All the inspiration that they left for us, we say, Ashe.
Ashe.
And we say, Lord, to our fallen angels, those who came to love us and those who had to leave us. We love you still, and I say, Ashe.
Ashe.
And for our loved ones, if anyone wants to call out a name of the ancestors or a loved one who has departed, you can call that name now.
Daryl, Carrie.
And we all say,
Ashe.
thank you.
She ain't gonna worry me. So, we are excited to have y'all, but this is Candied, Yams, and Cornbread, and I can't go about telling one story. Just one, and then I'm going to turn it over to y'all after Miss Rosa does the same. Been telling stories a long time. I was looking at a young man in the back of the room. When I walked in, he said, "Miss Davis." I said, "Yes." And then I remembered the face. And many years ago, and after this program is over, you can ask him, "Did she really tell stories when she was teaching you?" I did. And now he's here today with his child to tell stories. And it makes me so proud because it has come full circle. Full circle. Sometimes we look at folk and we decide, "I don't believe I like her. I don't like the way she looks." Well, maybe we need to get to know that person before we decide how we feel about them. And when I was thinking about that this morning, it reminded me of a story that I used to tell about a little bitty snake named Sammy and a little old frog named Freddie. Well, once upon a time, in the summertime, school was out, they didn't have anything to do. This little old snake named Sammy woke up and he said, "Mama, Mama, Mama." Sammy repeated himself a lot. "Mama, Mama, get up, Mama, Mama, can I go outside? Mama, can I go outside?" She said, okay, Sammy, listen to me good. Don't you stay gone too long, okay? "Yes, ma'am." "You be good." "Yes, ma'am." "And don't talk to strangers." "Yes, ma'am." Ah! And out the door Sammy went. Well, across town, on the other side of the track, there was a little old frog named Freddie. And Freddie woke up that same morning. Mama, can I go outside, please? Can I go outside and play? She said, okay, Freddie, but I want you to listen to me. Be good. Don't stay gone too long. And don't talk to strangers. Okay, Mama, I won't die. And out the door Freddie went. Oh, it wasn't long before Sammy the snake met Freddie the frog. They looked at each other. And Sammy said, hello. And Freddie said, hello. And Sammy repeated himself a lot. My mama say, 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 okay, and my mama say, I can't talk to no stranger, so what's your name? My name's Freddie. What's your name? My name's Sammy. You know what? We're not strangers no more. Want to play? Yes, I want to play. And they played, and they played, and they played. Then it started to get kind of late, and Sammy said, you know Sammy, my mama say, my mama say, my mama Freddie, my mama say, Freddie, my mama say, my mama say, I can't stay gone too long, so I got to go home, okay? Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, bye, friend, bye. And they went home. But when Sammy the snake got home, his mama said, Sammy, man, I was outside. Oh, Mama, it was so fun. I met a new friend. His name is Freddie. Well, how nice. And on the other side of town and across the track, Freddie went home. And Freddie's mom said, Freddie, ma'am, I was outside. Oh, it was so fun. I met a new friend. His name is Sammy. Oh, how nice. Well, the next morning, Sammy couldn't wait to get up. Mama, can I go outside? She said, yeah, but I already know. I know what to do and not to do. Bye, Mama. He went outside. On the other side of the town and across the track, Freddie the frog woke up and he couldn't wait to get out to go see his friend. Mama, can I go? Yes, Freddie, but I already know. I gotta be good. Can't talk to strangers. Don't stay too long. Bye, Mama. And they met up. Hey friend, let's play. And they played, and they played, and they played until Freddie said, Sammy, what is that you do all the time? Oh, that's sliding. You want me to show you how? Yeah. And so with a lot of practice, Freddie the frog started to go hop, hop, slide, hop, hop, slide. Freddie said, oh, that's cool. Sammy said, well, what is that thing you doing, Freddie? He said, oh, I'm hopping. Want me to show you how? Yeah. And it was not long. With a lot of practice, Sammy the snake went slide, slide, hop, slide, slide, hop. Well, when they had each other's craft down pat, Sammy said, you know it. My mama say, Freddie said, I know what she said. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, Fred, bye. And Sammy the snake went home. Slide, slide, huh? Slide, slide, huh? He got into the door and he said, hey, Mama! Mama said, hey, Sammy. She said, what are you doing? I've been. Where'd you learn how to do that? My friend Freddie showed me how. Sammy, ma'am, what kind of a snake hops? Oh, Mama, Sammy not a snake. Sammy's a frog. A frog? Yes, ma'am. Sammy snake. Ma'am, you don't play with frogs. But he's my friend. You're supposed to bite his head off. I don't want to bite your head off, Mama. I don't want to play with him. You're supposed to eat that frog, Sammy. I don't want to eat it, Mama. I don't want to bite. You can't play with him anymore. Do you understand me? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, here goes Freddie the frog hop. Hop, hop. Slide. Hop, hop. Slide, you got home. His mama said, Freddie, Cam, what are you doing? I slide, Mama. Where'd you learn how to do that? My friend Sammy showed me. Freddie, ma'am, what kind of a frog slides? Oh, mama, Sammy's not a frog. Sammy's a snake. A snake, Freddie? Yes, ma'am. You were playing with a snake? Yes, ma'am. A snake is your enemy. Sammy not my enemy, mama. Sammy, my friend. Freddie Frog, that snake will bite your head off. Mama, he my friend. We just you can't play with a snake. Do you understand me? Yes, ma'am. Well, the next morning, Sammy, the snake, woke up and he said, Mama, can I go outside and play? She said, you know, remember what I told you about that frog? Yes, ma'am. Then go outside. On the other side of town and across the track, Freddie the Frog said, Mama, can I go outside and play? You remember what I said about that snake, don't you? Yes, ma'am. Then go outside. Well, it wasn't long before Sammy the Snake met up with Freddie the Frog. Hello. Hello. My mama said, my mama said, I can't play with you no more. My mama said the same thing. My mama said, I'm going to eat you up. My mama said, you my enemy. Okay. Okay. Bye. Bye. And they turned and they started back down the path. And then they turned back and looked at each other for a very long time. And Sammy the Snake said, slide, slide, hop. And Freddie the Frog said, hop, hop, slide. And the two friends looked at each other and then slowly turned and went their separate ways. And ever since that day, snakes and frogs have been enemies. But you see, it didn't have to be that way. They could have learned so much from each other, but they couldn't just because of how they looked. I want all of you to remember that it's not what's on the outside that matters. Exactly. It's what's on the inside. I thank you.
Okay, so we know that storytelling is entertainment. We tell stories to entertain and to inspire, but we also tell stories to teach. So I'm going to teach you a little lesson. And that lesson is about fables. Does anybody know what a fable is? Anyone of the kids know what a fable is? Well, a fable is a story. It's usually a shorter story, and it's a story that tells you, that gives you a meaning. A story that tells you a meaning about life and about how to live your life. So that's what a fable is. Way, way back, thousands of years ago, there was this man named Aesop. Aesop was an African slave who lived in Greece. And Aesop went around telling stories, writing stories, which were fables that taught you lessons, life lessons. Today, we think that there are probably about 700 or more fables that are attributed to Aesop. Has anybody ever heard the story of the turtle and the hare, or the tortoise and the hare? Okay, that's an Aesop.
That's right.
That's an Aesop fable. Has anybody ever heard the story of the I forgot the one I was going to say. The monkey and the crocodile? Anybody ever heard that one? and the heart, where the crocodile was trying to steal the monkey's heart. That's one of the Aesop's fables. So there are a bunch of them, and a lot of stories that you may have heard or may be Aesop fables. So the lesson for that is to know that Aesop was an African slave who wrote stories in order to teach. So I'm going to tell you one of Aesop's fables. This one is about a donkey and a lap dog. So we know that for time on time, dogs have been man's best friend. Man has a dog, and the dog is with the man, and dogs love their owners, and they give them so much love and attention, and then the owner gives the dog love and attention in return. So man's best friend has been the dog. And there are smaller dogs that can sit on your lap where you can pet them. So we call them lap dogs, the small dogs. So once there was a man who had a big farm. He had lots of animals, and he had a lap dog. And inside his house, where the dog lived, the dog would run around, and the dog would run around the man's legs, and the dog would jump upon the man, the dog would jump in the man's lap, he would pet the dog, they would have the best time. Man would be eating at the table, dog would come up, and man would give the dog some food and pat him on the head. Dog was really happy. And that went on all the time. When the man went outside, the dog would follow the man, the dog would run around his legs, and he would jump up on him, and the man would pet the dog, and the dog would be happy, and the man was happy. One particular day, man went outside to check on his other animals. Now, one animal that he had back in the barn was a donkey. And that donkey was in the barn, and the donkey was kind of looking out, saw the man and the lap dog coming down the pathway, and he was looking, and he saw that dog, and he said, "Look at it. Look at that dog. Every time I see that dog running around that man's leg, look at it. Run around his leg, look at it. Now I bet you jump on the leg." There you go. Jumped on that man's leg. I knew the man was going to pet him. The man petted the dog ran around some more. And that donkey was just looking at it. Look at it. And the more he looked, the madder he got at the man and at the dog. He said, "He don't pet me like that. I don't even think he pet me at all." So he's standing up there looking at the door. Man got a little closer. He said, "Hee-haw! Hee-haw!" And the man came on that boy to check on the donkey and say, "Hey, donkey, how you doing today?" To itself, "I see you petting that old dog." So man walked around, was checking in the barn. He didn't pay too much attention to the donkey. The donkey was in the barn where he was supposed to be. He wasn't doing nothing he wasn't supposed to do, so he didn't do anything to him. Didn't pet him or nothing. Donkey was mad. He was so mad. So they came on out of the barn, and they started walking back, and the man's son came up. So the man was talking to his son, and they had a bench out there, and the man would sit down on the bench because he was telling his son what he needed to do for the rest of the day for the donkey and for the rest of the animals on the farm. And the little dog was running around, and the dog jumped up in the man's lap. So the dog was sitting in the man's lap. The man was talking to his son, and he's petting the dog. Everything was really calm. And the donkey, looking at him, look at him, sitting up in that man's lap. I know what I'm gonna do. Donkey came up with a plan real fast. He stood up straight. He said, "I'm going out there, and just like that dog be running around his leg, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him pet me today." So he got up and he walked out. Now you know a donkey is bigger than a dog. A donkey is heavier than a dog. Almost horse-like. You know, they might be smaller than some horses, but a donkey is big. So here come the donkey. He come out there and he was prancing. He was mad. And he walked out there to the yard. He said, "Hee-haw! Hee-haw!" And the man looked up, and the donkey started hee-haw, hee-haw. And he was trying to dance. He was doing a little something. He was doing a little something, you know, and he'd walk around. And then he finally walked around and stood right in front of the man and said, hee-haw. And the man said, what's wrong with this donkey today? But he sure is having fun or something. So he said, that was good, donkey, that was good. And the son looked at him and said, Daddy, you gotta watch out. There might be something wrong with that donkey. So the donkey, you know, the donkey looked and he was waiting for more, and he didn't get what he wanted because he wanted the man to come over and pat him on the head and say, good donkey, but the man just say, oh, donkey, look at you. So donkey was madder than ever. He was mad. And then the little dog was sitting up there looking, and he looked at the donkey, and then he on the lap, and the man was petting the dog. So he said, I'm gonna get him to pet me today. So the donkey walked around, and he got closer to the bench where the man was sitting. Again, remember that a donkey is big and a donkey is heavy, and the donkey reared up. Well, the man started scooting back because everybody was moving back. Donkey reared up. Now, in donkey's mind, he was just rearing up because he was going to jump on the man and sit on his lap. But everybody else saw this crazy donkey rearing up that was going to attack the man. So when the donkey reared up and then kind of got on the man's shoulders, well, it hurt because the donkey was so big. Got on the man's shoulders, so the son started beating the donkey off. And the man was trying to run. And then finally they beat the donkey off, and the donkey ran back to the barn. Donkey was so upset because he didn't get what he wanted. The donkey didn't get petted like the dog. Donkey was so jealous and so upset because he didn't get the same attention. And that's the end of that story. But the story, the lesson of the story is, if you are jealous of somebody else, don't try to be that person to get attention. You have to always be true to yourself.
Amen.
Another lesson that you could get from that story is, if you like to play around, you have to realize your size. If you're playing around with somebody, especially in school, you know how your teachers and the principal always say, don't run in the hall. Stop horse playing. Well, you can remember, stop donkey playing. Don't run in the hall. Don't jump on people because you may get hurt or somebody else may get hurt. And that's the end of that story.
It's funny. Miss Rosa is telling the lesson from the story, and you may see in school or hear in school, and 5 little Acadian elementary students looked right at their principal going. So it is being taught in school. We come to the part now that makes me really, really, really excited.
Miss Sylvia, before
yeah.
you start that, one of our judges did not show up, so I'm going to have to ask a volunteer, if someone who has no connection to these 5 people, if somebody would like to be a judge to judge the kids. We have a criteria. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you. And this
African
is,
American history.
Absolutely it is African American history. Indeed. We
we got a real judge. Got a real
to
judge.
have a real judge judging today. Indeed, we appreciate you. A little while back, I called Acadian Elementary School, and I asked to speak to the principal, Ms. McKeever, and I told her what I wanted from her and her students. I said, just what I told y'all at the beginning. Miss Rosa and I have been telling stories for forever, and we do enjoy it. We get old, and when we stop, who's going to take over? We got to grow some new ones. I said, can you help me? She said, oh, yes, ma'am. So I have here in front of us 5 Acadian elementary students. We are so glad to have, along with the principal, she came, and their families to support them. We hope with all we have that this is the beginning of a wonderful collaboration. We hope that they'll go home, go back to school next week and say, "Child, look, let me tell you what I did last weekend. Y'all gonna have to do it next year." And that each year we'll have more and more and more young storytellers. So I'm not gonna say who's going first. We're gonna do this like this. Pull a number. Pull a number. Pull a number. Pull a number. Bless your heart. You gotta take what's left. What's left? How many you got? Just one. Yes, one. All right. Okay. Who's got number 1?
All right.
All right. So this is what I'm gonna want you to do. Okay.
No,
Let me see.
he's number 1.
Number 1. Okay. I want you to come up, and I want you, since you're number 1, you a good one, because I see you don't have a shy bone in your body. I want you first to look at, these are the judges. I want you to look at the judges, and I want you to tell them, and y'all watch, because I want y'all to do the same thing. Tell them your name, spell your first name and your last name. What's your name?
My name is Metoyer.
Oh, yeah. Spell your first name.
Kimoni.
Kimoni. Come on in. And last name is what?
Meazel.
Okay. And after you tell, this is for all of you, after you look at the judges and tell them your name and spell it, I want you to come right here where Miss Rosa and I were, and I want you to tell your story. Now, I'll tell all of you, part of it is that everybody can hear you. So you got to make sure that Mr. Craig back in the back can hear you. You got to make sure that Judge Ross can hear you over here, because you're not going to be looking at her. But your voice is going to project out this way, so you got to talk loud enough so that she can hear you, okay? How much expression you put into your story, and just do the absolute best that you can, okay? You ready? All right, here we go.
Okay, my name is Meazel, and I wrote the story, Attack of the Hand Huffer. I'm a 4th grade student at Acadian Elementary. Grover was at Camp Half-Blood when he heard a sound, and then Percy jumped out from behind him. "Good morning," said Percy. With the same vigor, Grover said, "Good morning, Percy." But just as Grover turned to face Percy, Percy disappeared. Grover began to try to find Percy. Grover looked for Percy, then he listened for Percy. And finally, Grover sniffed for Percy. "Ah," said Grover, "I can smell Percy's trail." Grover follows his nose to the door and finds a very tall man holding Percy by the collar of his Camp Half-Blood t-shirt. Percy looked at Grover as if to say, "What should I do?" The very tall man was a creature from the underground called the Hand Huffer. It looked man-like, but it was green and covered in a thick slime. The Hand Huffer was trying to steal Percy to use Percy's powers. Grover runs towards the Hand Huffer and kicks it with his hooves. And Percy is free but slimy. Afraid of getting another flying kick from Grover, the Hand Huffer ran away in a dash. Percy said, "Thank you, man." Grover said, "Anytime, bro."
It is good to have a good friend like Grover, because Percy would have been in trouble if he didn't have a good friend like Grover. It's good to have a good friend. I have one who sticks by me through thick and thin, and I appreciate that good friend. And I'm sure Percy appreciates Grover. So before number 2 comes up, the judges have to fill out the little judging sheet on Kamani, and when they are ready, they'll let me know who is number 2. Okay, now you're not gonna get up yet, but when I do call you up, what you gonna do first?
Turn to the judges and tell them my name and spell it for them.
I love y'all. Y'all are just so, I'm telling you, I love y'all. Good deal. Y'all got a school newspaper, Miss McKee? Y'all got a school newspaper? Do y'all have any? Y'all don't have a school newspaper? Because I was about to say, these babies need to go in the school newspaper.
We're gonna have to put on our school Facebook.
Indeed, indeed. I'm gonna go and look. Okay, judges, y'all ready for number 2? All right, number 2, come up, baby. All right.
My name is Riley Davis. RYLEEDAVIS. My name is Riley Davis, and my story I'm going to be telling is based on Black history. Claudette Colvin was an activist who was a pioneer in the civil rights movement in Alabama during the 1950s. She refused to give up her seat on a bus months before Rosa Parks. Colvin was born on September 5th, 1939 in Montgomery, Alabama. Growing up in one of Montgomery's poor neighborhoods, Colvin studied very hard in school. She earned mostly as in her classes and aspired to become president one day. On March 2nd, 1955, Colvin was riding home on a city bus after school when the bus driver told her to give up her seat to a white passenger. She refused, saying, "It's my constitutional right to sit here as much as that lady. I paid my fare." Colvin felt compelled to stand her ground after she refused to give up her seat. Colvin was arrested on several charges, including violating the city segregation laws. For several hours, she sat in jail terrified. After her minister paid her bail, she went home where her and her family stayed up all night out of concern for possible retaliation. The National Association for the Advancement of Colored People briefly considered using Colvin's case to challenge the segregation laws, but decided against it because of her age. She had also became pregnant out of wedlock. In court, Colvin opposed the segregation law by declaring herself not guilty. The court ruled against her and put her on probation. In 1956, the case was filed by Fred Gray and Charles D. Langford on behalf of the aforementioned African-American women, ruled that Montgomery's segregated bus system was unconstitutional. 2 years later, Colvin moved to New York City to start her new life. That's when she had her second son, Randy, and worked at a nursing home. She retired in 2004. Despite her personal challenges, Colvin became one of the 4 plaintiffs in the Browder v. Gale case, along with Aurelia S. Browder, Susan McDonald, and Mary Louise Smith. Claudette's actions made me realize don't be afraid to stick up for yourself. Fun fact, Claudette wasn't famous for not giving up her seat because at the same time, Claudette was a teenager while being pregnant. Also, she wasn't married and didn't have any help raising her baby.
Okay. We all have heard the story of Rosa Parks. Miss Rosa does a lovely poem about Rosa Parks. But you know, there are many other unsung heroes that we know nothing about. And I hate to get a little bit political, but I got to. They want to take a little bit we do know out of the history books. They don't want us to know our history. We have got to know our history so that we won't repeat some of the injustices that have been done to us. We have got to know our history so we can know how to maneuver going forward. So this thing about taking black history out of the history books, I don't know what's wrong with them. But I will fight that one to the death. I will fight that one to the death. History is history. If the history books would put everybody's history in a history book, we wouldn't need black history. But until that happens, we're gonna need this month, and next month, and the next month to tell our story. I'll bet you that many people had not heard of this young, teenage, pregnant young lady who had refused to give up her seat before Rosa Parks. They didn't push hers because she was a teenager. She was unmarried and pregnant. They let it go. But there are many other unsung heroes that we need to research and know about. How y'all doing, judges? We ready? All right, where's number 3? Come on up.
Hello, my name is Sierra Nelson. S-I-E, 2 R's and 1 A.
All right now.
N-E-L-S-O-N. Nelson, my last name. Hello, I'm Sierra Nelson, and I'm in 5th grade in Candied Elementary School. Today I'll be reading the full story Disney, The Statue of Liberty. This is the paragraph that is about me, and the rest is the full story. I am an Asia, and I'm just now learning how to speak English. English is very hard for me, and I have a helper to help me type for me. It was very hard for me to leave Asia and my parents. I had to cross several countries and water to make it to New York. I am 15 years old, and my name is Benchao, which means really in Korea. I hope you like it. I'll tell you the whole story of when I first met New York in America. I am going to tell my parents once again. Goodbye. See you later, I said to my parents. When I got to the big boat, it started to board. I couldn't see my parents anymore, and there was I all alone. An hour later, it was time to eat. I disliked the food because I felt very uncomfortable with the food's experience. There were no bathrooms in the big boat, and I needed to go very bad. I couldn't stay here any longer, but I had to because we had passed our home 3 to 4 hours ago, and I didn't want to swim 240 miles to go back home. So I stayed in the boat. 17 minutes had passed. I woke up at 5 o'clock p.m. and there were a lot of bugs on my bed. So I pulled out a small little bag that can fit in my size, and I went inside the bag, and it was very, very cold, and the boat was still moving. 8 hours later, I woke up and the wind was blowing all over my face. There were still bugs on my bed, so I looked at the sea and I saw land. It was so big. Wow. How many years did it take to build all this? I took a pic of this and it looks very good. It's so big. How amazing would it be to be here? I wish that my parents are here so they can see this pretty view. How pretty will it be? I wonder in my mind. Oh, look over there. Statue of Liberty over there. Wow, look at it. On the statue, it said, "Give me your tired, your huddle, masses yearning to breathe free, the wicked refuse of your teeming shore." What does it mean by that? I was very confused by that. I'm going to take a pic for this for my family to see this because I want my parents to tell me what it means. When I got back to the building, which was called Tenements, that everybody lived in 1865 through 1914. I was wondering, why would they build a building for homeless people? And why did they need to see the Statue of Liberty? When it was about 7:54 a.m., I woke up very happy to go back to Asia to see my family and my friends there, and my family and other people from the entire state once again. Everybody wants to see their home state, right? There were a lot of people in the big boat, and it was so loud. I couldn't stand it. But let me tell you why, where, what for, and the because of the Statue of Liberty. So the why is given by France to the United States to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the America declared independence. The monument was a border testimony and alliance and friendship between the two countries. Were in New York, NY, 2004. What for? She is an icon and national treasure and one of the most recognizable figures in the world. Each year, millions were cheerful. Her ideas make the journey to experience her history and grandeur in person. She is the Statue of Liberty, a symbol of freedom, inspires, and hope. This is my full story about being an immigrant in U.S., New York, 2004. This is the Statue of Liberty in Paris, the state of U.S. and New York. The end.
Awesome. Hold on. Not yet. Not yet. She's anxious. She's ready. Hold on. Hold on. Let him on. Let him get the Let him get ready with the last one, and then we go. Baby, she wants to tell her story. I don't blame her. That's all right. That's all right. So, is this a true story?
Yes, ma'am, but I made it up.
Oh, I got you. I make up true stories all the time. I understand. I am so proud of y'all. I am so proud of you. Mr. Weston, which one is yours? Is this the anxious baby? Indeed. Awesome. Okay. I'm excited. Miss McHugh, I'm while they're finishing, I will tell you now, thank you so much. These young people have been awesome, and I am just elated to have them here. Y'all ready, Johnny?
Yes.
All right, she ready. All right, baby, it's time. Come on down. She said, I don't know if I want to go now.
Yeah. J-A.
Okay, baby, now before you start, and I'm going to say this to you, because your daddy was quiet too. He was an excellent basketball player. See, I do remember that. See, he was an excellent basketball player, but he was very quiet in class. This ain't the day to be quiet, okay? You're gonna have to talk. You're gonna have to talk loud so that everybody can hear you. All right? Do your thing, my baby.
My name is David Weston, and I'm in the 4th grade, and I go to Acadian Elementary. I wrote a story called A Little Adventure. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Grover. Grover wasn't the wisest boy you would have known, but he is definitely the bravest you'll meet. Grover had a best friend named Peter Johnson. Grover and Peter were always going on adventures together. So one day, Peter and Grover went on an adventure deep in the unknown forest where the giant evil Sator lived. As Peter and Grover walked and joked, the Sator ran toward Grover and Peter. The Sator grabbed Peter, the smallest of the two boys. Grover is surprised but still hurries to help Peter escape the evil Sator. The satyr sees Grover running towards him. Just then, the satyr drops Peter and starts charging at Grover. Grover steps aside, pulls out a power sword, and destroys the giant demon of a satyr. Peter hurries over to Grover and thanks his great friend. Grover says, "You don't have to thank me. I'm your best friend. I'm supposed to help you." Grover was so grateful to have such an awesome friend like Grover. The end.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Yes, indeed. I will say again, it is great to have a good friend. It is great to have a good friend. We got one left. Hold on, it's not time yet. We're gonna let the judges finish tabulating what they have, and then we're gonna let the last but not least go up. I tell you what, I'll take those little pieces of paper where you drew the numbers, so if you don't know what to do with them, and I don't either, so I'll take them back and put them in my trash can. Oh, that was quick. Okay, all right. All right, young man, why don't you take that jacket off? Let us see all of the muscles. Go ahead.
My name is Isaiah
Okay, now come right there in the middle. I like that swagger you got, dude. And look at the folk and speak loud so that they can hear you.
My name is Isaiah. My school is located elementary.
Be still.
I'm in 3rd grade, and the story I wrote is the best day of my life.
Best day of my life. Okay.
The best day of my life was when I had $70 and gave $10 to a homeless man. Then he said thank you. Next, I found another homeless man and gave him $10. Then I found 4 more homeless men. Okay, and gave all of them $10. I had $10 left, so I gave the rest to my little brother. My mom asked for some money for her birthday. I smashed my piggy bank and found $20. I gave the $20 to my mom. Then I asked my uncle for $10. Then he gave me $50. I bought myself something. It was a guitar and I had a lot of fun. The end.
Isaiah, is the uncle that gave you $50 in this room right now? Oh shoot, because I was gonna ask him. You say you asked him for 10 and he gave you 50? I was gonna find him. Well, that was very good. Is that a true story, Isaiah? Or did you make that one up?
I made it.
Oh, okay, because if you had $70 and you gave it all away, baby, I was going to say, now look here, let's talk about this. It's good. It's good to be generous, but you don't give away everything you got. Not everything, not everything. Very good, very good. Okay, judges, you find me a 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place. And as they do that, just let me say to all 5 of you that in my book, all 5 of you are 1st place winners. You hear me? All 5 of you are 1st place winners. I don't know where I was. Oh, I do know where I was. I was just saying the other day that, and it's the truth, when I was your age, we'd have contests of some kind, and when they got ready to announce the winner, the person would get up and say, "You are all winners." Now, I don't know, it ain't, because you getting ready to tell us who the winner is. Don't come in with all that we all winner stuff. But you know what? When I got to be older, and I was doing the judging and I was doing the watching, I realized what they meant when they said that. Because you all winners. I'm telling you. everybody can't do what y'all just did. Everybody can't do that. And you did an excellent job. So you all are winners. You'll get different kinds of awards, but you are all winners. You're going to go back to school Monday with something that they don't have. Y'all got school Monday? Yeah, oh yeah, we do too. Okay. Y'all gonna go back to school and wear your stuff. Take it proudly so they can see what you did this weekend. Spend your Saturday not watching, not playing video games, but at the library. That is to be commended. Absolutely to be commended. Where are the parents or guardians of this young lady right here? Thank you so much for bringing. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We really do. Where are the parents or guardians of this baby right here? Thank you. Thank you so much. We had that way you get your hat done. I know who this is right here. This is my former students. This is Mr. Weston. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Where are the parents or guardians? Thank you. So yeah. I believe it. It's another little one that's here with you, isn't it? Isn't it a little one with you, ma'am? Another smaller one with you? Yes, ma'am.
No, 50, he's older now. He said he got it right here.
Oh, okay, good. Because I heard you say, yeah, they reading in the kindergarten. Now I thought maybe you had that one with
a
you.
grandparent in the cave.
I said, God bless you. God bless you. And where? Thank you so much. I'm thanking Miss McHugh, I thank her from the bottom of my heart. But without you guys, none of this would be possible. Without you, none of this, man. We appreciate you so much. I've been in the school system all my life almost. And we know we can't do anything without parent support. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Y'all done? Yes. Miss Rosa? She said, Okay. While she's doing that, the first National Association of Black Storytellers festival that we went to was in New Orleans. And we had never heard of NABS. We had never heard of the Black Storytellers. And when you get there, there's a list you can sign up for a liars contest. And Miss Rosa said, put your name down there. I said, girl, I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know what this. Put your name down. I put your name down.
How many years in a row did you win?
I'm gonna let you know right now. Miss Rosa, and you may not look about it, but she's older than me. A lot older than me.
Oh, you in the lies contest now.
And even though she's smaller, when she said, do something, I do it. So I did. I put my name down, and I told the story, and I'm going, I don't know what I'm doing up here, and nothing in the world. But she's right. I did win that contest. It was the joy of my life. At that time, I'm going for real. Liars contest. I thought they were almost through.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No. I thought they were almost finished. They're not. On this particular day in New Orleans, I got up and I told the folks that I don't tell lies, and I don't lie, ever. And when I was this age right here, everything came out of my mouth was a lie. I couldn't tell the truth, didn't know what tell the truth was. And I'm going to abbreviate this, but I'm going to tell it so that they can finish their tabulating. When I was a little girl, I lived in the country, and I don't mean country like that. I don't mean country like the town. I mean the woods. I lived in the country, and I could walk from my house to town. Town didn't have anything but drugstore and the post office. Really, that's about all we had. We didn't have no red lights. But I could walk from my house to downtown. And if you go to the drugstore had candy and potato chips And I always did like to eat. Y'all look at me and tell y'all. I always did like to eat. So in the summertime, I get up and I go down to the drugstore. I had no money. And I'm standing in front of the drugstore because the old people come there to pick up their medicine. And the old people had money. And I'm standing in front of the door and I go, and the old woman would always say, "Hey, big, what's the matter?" And I said, "My mama's sick. I ain't got no medicine, I ain't got no money." And the old people would always say, "Oh, baby, will this $5 help?" And I said, "Yes, ma'am, sure will, thank you." I'd wait good till the old people got their medicine and left. Then I go in the store, you know I ain't buy no medicine. My mama wasn't sick. I go buy some cookies and some candy and some potato chips and some Coke, and I go back home just to eat. Well, one time, I got a bird, and I was on my way to town, and I was in a hurry because I was hungry that morning. I had to go, I went through the shortcut. The shortcut was in front of the cemetery. I ain't go that way most times because I was scared of the cemetery. But I was in a hurry, so I was going in front of the cemetery. Well, what I didn't know was Bobby Ray Matthews and Roger Johnson had been out there before me. And they had been in Mr. Jones's pecan orchard and stolen some pecans. And they was going to divide them and sell them. And the best way they knew how to divide them was to go one at a time. And the only place they knew to go one at a time where wouldn't nobody see them was down in the cemetery. Wasn't nobody gonna hear them down there. So they were down in the cemetery. And on their way in the cemetery, they tumped over the bucket a little bit and dropped two. They said, "Don't worry about that, we get them on the way back." They was down in the cemetery counting out them pecans. "This is mine. This is yours. This is mine. This is yours." Well, here I come, going to tell me a lie to get me some potato chips. Got by the door of the cemetery gate, and I heard something. You ain't supposed to hear nothing in the cemetery. I stopped at the gate and I listened and I heard, "This is mine. This is yours. This is mine. This is yours." Oh, Lord. It's the Lord and the devil. They down there counting down souls. Jesus, I ran into town. I tried to stop the first old lady. I said, "Ma'am, come through, let me show you. The Lord and the devil down in the cemetery." She said, "Let me tell you something, little gal. You gypped me out of $5, man. You ain't getting no more money." I said, "No, ma'am, I'm telling you." Well, nobody paid no attention to me. Well, at the door was Bro Brown. Bro Brown, they had brought Bro Brown to town just to see it. Bro Brown was 92 years old. He was blind, and he was in a wheelchair. He was just sitting there listening. I cried, and nobody was paying attention, and finally Bro Brown said, "The girl, I'll go down there and hear, but I can't walk. I can't see, but I sure would like to go out to the cemetery and hear the Lord and the devil." I said, "Bro Brown, if I carry you on my back, you'll go and you'll tell the people that the Lord and the devil was really down there." He said, "Oh." I was 9 years old. I took 92-year-old Bro Brown and I put him on my back. I said, "You ready, Bro Brown?" He said, "Uh-huh." And to the cemetery, we had business. Got to the gate of the cemetery. I said, "Now listen." And sure enough, we heard, "This is mine. This is yours. This is mine. This is yours." Bro Brown said, "Sure is the devil and the Lord down here. Oh my good." And right about that time, they had finished counting out the pecans. I told you they left two at the gate. And Roger Johnson said, "This is mine and this is yours." Now, oh yeah, the two nuts at the gate, we'll pick them up on the way out. Baby, when I said it, I got all the sauce around. Took him off my back and took out as fast. I ran back into town. I was so tired. I was so tired. And when I got back to the drugstore, I looked over. Bro Brown was already back. Bro Brown was sitting in his wheelchair, with his legs crossed, smoking his cigar. He said, "Girl, I ain't heard nothing." I said, "Me either, Mama." From that day until this one, I have never told another lie, and that's the truth. We ready? All right. All right. It's time is. Yes, come on.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna start with honorable mention.
Okay. Again, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Acadian. We love you all, and all the stories were great. But everybody's a winner, and we are gonna start with our honorable mention. Our first honorable mention is Isaiah Jenkins.
Not let Isaiah get no picture. Come on here.
Well, got you.
There you go.
Got you, son. I'm so proud of you.
Me too.
I got
All right.
myself up.
Good deal. Good deal.
All right.
I'm proud of you.
Our next honorable mention is Riley Davis. All right.
Good job.
All right. All right. Stand here between me and Miss Rosa. There we go. She say fix your hair. Mama say fix that.
Got a parents here too, huh?
There she is.
Oh, okay, obviously I'll take a picture for them. Yeah, I ain't.
All right.
All right.
Third place.
Yes, ma'am.
Third place. Jalen Weston.
All right. All right.
Good job. Good job.
Okay.
And now, our second place winner, Kelani Nizel. Kamani.
Good job.
Awesome sauce.
Good job.
Right.
Take a picture of the case, all right?
All right.
And that means that our first place winner, Sierra Newsom.
Good job.
All right.
This ends our program. There are refreshments in the back. I would like for all of our tellers to come and take a picture with Miss Rosa and me for my keepsake, and I appreciate y'all so much. I hope to see you all and more next year. Thank you so much. Come on, tellers.
Oh, okay. I was